So this is the second iteration of the Hypercube Evolution design process. Right now, apparently these type of belt tensioners, which this is another design iteration of the carriage, but it's essentially this. You have a screw going inside here and a nut. So the screw pushes and there is a small plastic part that makes the belt pads rounded. But apparently this method of doing it is kind of finicky, because if you see, you need to do it like this. So rather than having it like that, the plan is to have a belt tensioner here. Then the problem with that will be the motor mounting has to change, because of course you can do this with a motor mount with elongated or long hole, and you can just pull the motor and tighten it, but that's super finicky, so that ain't gonna happen. So the final decision is to have a knob here to tension the belts, just like other 3D printers like the Voron Zero and the BLB Cube. So having a tensioner here makes far more sense. Then the other problem will be that the motor has to go somewhere, and one way is to have things attached here and kind of retrofit things, but that means that one will need an idler, a pulley and an idler, which will increase the parts count. So the final decision is to go with something like this. This is just a test mount to make sure if the attachment is strong enough, and it seems like it. You'll never know until you actually experiment with it, but judging by feel, this seems to be a pretty good method. So it's just two plates up, the higher plate and the lower plate squeezed together with a motor and an extra additional screw, and it mounts with this. The mounting is this and these two places. So three screws holding down the thing. So what this looks like is from the sketch I have. So a Core XY belt path comes from here and has to somehow loop here, and other thing, the other side is just mirrored, starting from here to here. So what I reckon is to have belt paths go, and this is just a zoomed loop here, and then it comes back to the printhead. So what this will do is add an additional idler, but it's only one idler for each side, so two idlers in total. The usual way I saw a lot is to have an idler here and the motor slightly scooted that way, but this seems to be a far more simple, and you reduce the parts count with a system like this. And also with the motor mount here, I'm planning to have an additional bearing mounted there, just to make it ever so slightly more stable. So yeah, that's the plan for the motor mount.